Good day everyone, how are you all doing? This is Yix here at Magna Crypto, back again with another video. In today's video, as per usual, I'll be doing an end of week market breakdown, and today looks very special. So let's run the intro and get straight to it. Before we get started, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel and like this video. I would very much appreciate that. Also, if you're a beginner to crypto and you want to learn the fundamental skills to get started in the market right away, I've got a course in the description, or link is in the description, and it's completely free if you want to enroll to that. Also, if you want to be part of the private Telegram group where I give more regular insight, a lot of charts, link for that is also in the description. With that out of the way, let's get straight to it. We're going to start off with Polkadot, one that I've made quite a few videos about now. And I want to start with playing a video I recorded only a few days ago, about 4 or 5 days ago. Because what I've said in this video has come to pass. So let's just watch this quickly. In the last few videos, I did mention this arc-like structure and that it was building up for an explosion to the up. And peep the title as well. Upside, it was looking like it was forming like a cup and handle formation, and it ended up being exactly that. Exploded to the upside. Potentially I can see this reversing and retesting this very important resistance level. Could turn into support, but it could also very well just explode even further, going to the next target of $10. It's very hard to predict whether it's going to go back, so that's why dollar cost averaging is the best way. Now, as I've said, finishing off in that video, it's very hard to predict when these things will happen. Now, it has come to pass. As you can see, that very box that was drawn in the video has now been touched. We might edge closer to $10 today or in the next few days, who knows, but more or less we've reached the target. But the thing is, it's very, very difficult to predict these things. It could have happened later on this month, who knows, but it was looking very likely, especially with the formation, the pattern that was forming. It was looking ripe for a breakout. But still, the best method I advise and recommend is the averaging your cost, averaging your buys, and that's what I've been doing with Polkadot. Even in the last few days when it's been $8, small pullbacks, I've been averaging in more buys. And this is just the beginning. Polkadot could easily go to $25, $50 and beyond. So don't think this is it with Polkadot. There's much more to come with this cryptocurrency. But for now, it is exploding to the upside. It could go much further than this in the next few days, and it could also pull back. So as always, dollar cost averaging is your best method in this current part of the market cycle, which is the bull run. We'll talk more about altcoins when we get to Ethereum next. So Ethereum is also exploding to the upside. I've been averaging more and more buys as time has gone on. Even at this point, I put in a small, just for trading, doing a swing trade, and it's hit exactly the target. So we are now at 832, which was the target initially set, and that's it's very easy to kind of predict these targets because of previous price action. It hit this exactly previously, then it hit 800, and then 832, which is the top of this wick. So it's not that hard to predict these things. You can obviously predict that it's going to hit all-time high once again very soon. And one thing that is becoming apparent, especially today, is the fact that alt season could be starting. It could very well be starting. By the way, just to finish off with Ethereum, we could get a pullback after this, or we could smash through and hit the next targets, get closer to that $1,000 mark. But again, let's not try to predict these things. We could get rejected or we could not. It doesn't matter. We're going to hit those targets eventually. So the best thing to do is to average in your buys. This is the right time to invest. It's not early, but it's not too late. So a dollar cost averaging at this moment is the best, tip, the best method, sorry, should I say. But let's move over to ETH BTC, because obviously today has been, quite an explosive day for altcoins, especially Ethereum, Polkadot. And it does lead me to believe, especially how fast Polkadot hit $10 or almost $10, that potentially altcoin season could be starting. Now this is too early to tell, but it looks like a double bottom. If we actually reverse from this point and carry on going higher and get past this resistance level, then I'm more inclined to say altcoin season it's definitely underway. But the fact that Bitcoin has been smashing it so much, it does lead me to believe it's about time for the dominance to shift towards altcoins. On the weekly, it doesn't look like we've bottomed quite yet. As you can see, a lot of red candles. We're yet to see a proper reversal on the weekly into the green. So the weekly has not confirmed that yet, but the daily is starting to show some signs of a reversal. Going to Bitcoin dominance though, it is at an all-time high, 73%, right? So as you can see, we've only been in this level in the last couple of years for just a moment, for momentarily, and this has led to the reversal. You can see we've reversed up until that point. So September 2019, the reversal started and it ended after one whole year, right? So this took about a year, right? So that's how long altcoin season was underway, or the dominance was going into altcoin's favor. And looking historically, it's only the last time we've been in this area was 2017, and that was altcoin season was very much on the way at that point. From March, 95%, basically there was no altcoin market, and then it started, right? It started from March all the way down to the end of the bull run, basically. And what happened at the end of the bull run, as said in this, text box, flight to safety, de-risk, or manipulation from whales. So what happens during, the peak of the bull run is everyone wants to get to safety, and that's what happened at the end of the bull run. Everyone was selling their altcoins, moving to Bitcoin, even though the whole market was going down. That's normally what happens. So going back to the current time, we are at all-time high, and it is ripe for altcoins to now start taking dominance. Whether Bitcoin is going to turn around from this point is very, very hard to predict. Again, let's not try to predict. It could very well, continue on going to 40,000 to 50,000, which is one of my targets, 50,000, one of my conservative targets. It could very well smash that. Who knows? Let's not try to predict again. Let's just see where it stops, and let's make sure to keep our eyes on the altcoins, because many times we try to predict when it's going to turn around, and we are now at 35,000. This is absolutely insane, but yeah, we are here. So let's analyze Bitcoin a little bit more. Again, let's have a look at the MACD indicator and the RSI, because those two are good indicators to kind of have a look at if we're going to start turning around. And once this crosses over to the downside, that is when we should start to be a bit more worried, and the turnaround may be underway. For example, here we had a cross to the downside, or at this point, sorry, and that's when you saw a slowdown in Bitcoin's price, but it continued to smash through it. So the best thing to do is to just continue to dollar cost average. Don't try to time the dips too much. Be aware of it, like we all are aware that the correction will be significant. It will be at least 30%. Could be more, could be a bit less. 30% would take us to about 24,000. It could go all the way down to 20,000, which would be about 40%. would make sense because the increase has been in a parabolic fashion. You've had obviously a small break here, forming a ascending triangle. So you could class that as the break, and now this is a new trend or new rally. The correction could be less than, but there will be at least a 30% correction. That would take us to about 24,000. Potentially we could go all the way down to 20,000. That would be a healthy correction still to retest the previous high, but again, very hard to predict. Just average it in the buys and enjoy the moment. This is the bull run. Don't try to time the dip, because if you do that, you're gonna miss out. People have been trying to time the dip for the last month, and they've missed out on a lot of gains. So don't make that mistake. Just keep averaging small buys instead of one large purchase. So that's Bitcoin done. Let's move over to the total market cap, right? Very, very significant, because we've tapped basically 900 billion. So we are 100 billion away from that $1 trillion number. Very, very significant. We've smashed through the previous high of about 760 billion. We are almost at that $1 trillion level, which is inevitable. We were always going to reach that, the way the market was going. The fact that the market is still very young. It's still insane that we will reach that milestone very soon. There may be a significant pullback before we go and hit that number. Again, who knows? Let's not try to predict. Let's just be aware of the fact that it will happen. Looking past that $1 trillion level, though, I think we will reach at least double that during this bull run, i.e. we'll go to about 2 trillion. I think the closer we get to 2 trillion, as time goes on, as the markets are growing, the DeFi market, the altcoins, all of them will start to grow significantly. The more aggressively I'll start to take profits, because that's, in my opinion, when we'll start to get into more dangerous territory. At that point, Bitcoin will be over $1 trillion. Ethereum will be closer to maybe $500 billion or something like that, 250 billion, 300, 400 billion, who knows. And many other coins will be in the high, tens and hundreds of billions. So getting close to that point, that's when I'll start to take more profits. But that's my plan. I have to take it day by day. But for me, I think at that point, many cryptocurrencies will have 10x, 50x, 100x by then. So that would be a good time to take profits, not to be too greedy. Let's move over to XRP. Now XRP, has actually surprised me in terms of, after the capitulation, after the SEC news, obviously we've massively dropped as low as 16 cents, 17 cents. On the weekly, we haven't bottomed yet. It's been a good reaction. We're now at 22 cents. This has been a very good reaction indeed. There's no more bleeding, so to speak. And on daily as well, it does look like we've started to turn around, and the reversal is, seems to be confirming. We've had this rounding formation. We've created a high about 23.7. What I'd want to see is for 24 cents to be broken, and for that trend line to be broken, retested. That's when I will start to average in some buys. I've left some funds available for XRP if it turns around. We all know that although this news has been quite devastating, as I said, XRP was able to get to $3 plus without Coinbase, so it's still very possible. And XRP doesn't slowly build to these numbers. It goes in rocket fashion, as we saw here. We were at 25 cents. We could say at 23 cents, at the level that we're almost at now. And it was at 79 cents in the space of 19 days. So XRP does not do it, move slowly. So there's still hope for XRP, and I'm watching that very closely. Moving over to, and also to go over the video I did on XRP previously, covering what Alessio Rastani said about Elliott wave theory. The wave 3, the wave 2 looks to be done. It looks to have rejected from that low point, and it looks to be starting wave 3. Now we need to start seeing obviously some more waves to the upside, as I said, to be closed and above 23 cents, and then we'll become more bullish. But so far, the Elliott theory, wave 3 seems to be underway. Moving over to Ocean Protocol. So Ocean Protocol is behaving well, right? We've now created, or once we finish today, this high low would have been complete, which is fantastic to see. The wicks would have already formed high lows in the last week, but now to see the candle body closure finish is a very, very good sign indeed, and it's a bullish sign. I would like to see Ocean closing above at least this 38-cent level, which was the previous resistance. But the way it's moving, even on the daily, I don't know if this was today it went as high as 48 cents. But I could easily see a proper retest towards the range high of 53 cents. So I could easily see a retest of 54 cents. And as we see price progress, as we see it close above this resistance level, and then a proper close above this midpoint of these ranges, I'll become more and more bullish. But it's looking good so far. Ocean is definitely looking good. We'll start to see that retest of 54 and then of the previous high, and then we can start looking at the $1 level. But as I said, with ETH BTC, it does look like alts are slowly turning around, and it does make sense. The timing is right. Bitcoin is at such a high, the dominance is at such a high 73%. It makes sense for the alts to start turning around. So do keep an eye on that. Make sure to average in your buys. If you are interested in the altcoins, now is the time. While they're still relatively low, because once they do once they do go off, it's going to be absolutely insane. If you think Bitcoin was behaving in a very, very disrespectful manner, i.e. all the price gains, altcoins are going to be disgusting. We're going to see 10x's all over the gaff. So that is Ocean Protocol. So Ocean Protocol is doing well. Next, a member's request, and that is TomoChain. TomoChain actually did pretty well during the last kind of post-COVID crash. Massive rally from its low, about 500 to 600%. Right, that's almost a 6x. And when looking at this, it did remind me of somewhat of the Elliott theory about what Alessio Rastani has been talking about. This could easily be a massive wave 1 and then a wave 2 correction. It could be starting a third wave. You can see this structure that's been in this triangle. It's now breaking out of that triangle as of this week. If we can close above this, that'd be great. I want to see a retest and close above this resistance level at 91 cents, and then a retest. But I may start averaging in some buys with TomoChain. It does look very good. It looks very, very good, I must say. And even looking at the MACD, you can see that it's now going, it's just about to cross to the upside on a weekly. So we're about to see some positive divergence. And once that happens, we're going to see a lot of upside. So be mindful of this. The cross is just about happening, and we haven't seen that since September, and it's just about happening since the peak, basically. So again, altcoins seem to be getting ready to blast off. They seem to be getting ready to blast off. So you want to put in your buys now and benefit from all the upside. not after it, not after it's rocketed, not at this point, which, mistakes we have made in the past. We want to get in now before it smashes all-time high and it goes to $10 plus. That could easily be target for TomoChain, $10, and that would be from this moment right now. It'd just be just above it 10x. And these are all conservative targets because these altcoins have such small market caps and they're actually quality projects. They can easily reach these targets. So I will close this video on that note. Altcoin season, I do believe, is starting to come around. It makes sense. The timing is right. As I said, the dominance has been at an all-time high for Bitcoin, and so it's time for Bitcoin to, pass over the dominance to altcoins. For now, anyway. We will see. However, we'll have to keep tracking it. We should never get irrational. Always keep an eye on the market, and once it actually starts, we can confirm. So I hope you got some value from this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.